Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. Today, Monday, May 12th, 2025. Well, they said it would never come, but here it is. Today, the opening day, for real, of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. Jury selection was last week, and it was supposed to have, they were actually supposed to make the picks on Wednesday. Then it got pushed to Friday, which we also covered. And they did discuss videos and witnesses, but they did not pick the jury. Somehow, it was decided to do it this morning before opening argument. So it's supposed to be at 8:30. This is being shot right around 8 a.m. And we'll just have to see. We'll begin with Diddy, and we'll end with Diddy over by the courthouse in just 2 minutes from now, more or less. In any event, it should be. The trial begins after all the hoopla, after all the back and forth, after a request for delay, after a team of, I believe, 9 lawyers has been assembled for Sean Combs. And of course, there's the lineup, the so-called six-pack of white women, as described by Mark Garagos, who's not one of the listed members of the team, but was in the courtroom during jury selection. He's now, I believe, out in California on the Menendez brothers, so it appears. But he was there. After all of this, it began. So we'll get back to that. But there are, of course, other cases, I'm glad to say. One has to do with Robert Menendez, Bob Menendez, Senator Goldbar Bob Menendez. Goldbar Bob Menendez was convicted at trial in this very same courthouse in the SDNY. Actually, maybe in the same courtroom on the 26th floor. He's been putting off his sentencing for some time. First, he put it off for his wife's trial, which was delayed by her health issues. She was also convicted. Now he's asked to put it off again. He got a final week on Friday. On Friday, Judge Stein said June 17th. That's it. June 17th is the day in which he will be turning himself into jail, self-surrender. So we'll see what happens between now and June 17th, but that's Mr. Bob Menendez. In crypto news, there was on Friday this fight between Samourai Wallet and the government continued, with Samourai Wallet saying they knew that their crypto mixer was legal and went after them nonetheless. You'd think with the DOJ memo, etc., this case might go the way of all flesh and dissolve, but I don't know. What's going on? So is the case against Do Kwon, and as we reported last week, the sentencing of Mashinsky. So we continue to cover that. And there's another, speaking of not just Mashinsky, now we're going to talk Shestakov. There was a case against Charles McGonigal, former FBI agent. He pled guilty. But Shestakov, the Russian interpreter also in the case, has not pled guilty. And he's fighting like crazy with basically Andrew Cuomo's lawyer is representing him. And it's a highly aggressive defense, including seeking subpoenas and depositions from a guy called Fokin. Fokin doesn't want to come to the U.S., thinking he might be arrested. Even with a safe passage, he wouldn't come. So what happened? All right. So what happened is on Friday, there was a Judge Rakoff. Look at this chaos. Judge Rakoff said the State Department might have to come in under subpoena to answer why they won't facilitate a letters rogatory. But finally, a little bit of UN. We covered the UN as well, and they of course, would never answer any subpoena, and they're claiming immunity for October 7th. But that won't last long. Inner City Press, banned from the UN, will continue to report on that without cease. And we're also seeking to get back in. But look behind me, and you will soon see the assembled international media here for the Sean Diddy Combs case. In front of the courthouse, on ladders, across the street, and of course upstairs on 26. Inner City Press, we're going in to cover the case.